Night had fallen outside the hangar, casting shadows across the vast expanse of empty runway. Inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay sleeping on a chair, his body heavily bandaged from a recent encounter with dangerous dinosaurs. His right eye was injured and covered in bandages, his right arm bandaged and hanging limply at his side. In the main hall of the hangar, two smaller dinosaurs entered silently. They were a romantic pair, the male Indoraptor named Ripper and the female Velociraptor named Blue. They walked hand in claw, their eyes filled with love and tenderness as they moved towards Owen. Without waking him, they settled down on the floor, curling up together in a silent display of affection. Blue started to cry in her sleep, mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. She sobbed softly, tears streaming down her reptilian face as she expressed her grief. Ripper, in his sleeping state, reached out to comfort his mate. He gently patted her back, whispering soothing words in her ear. "Shish, relax my love. Everything will be okay. You have me now," he murmured, pulling her close to him. Blue clung to Ripper, her sobs slowly fading as she found solace in his arms. She whispered tearfully, "I miss my team so much. They're gone, and I'm alone." But Ripper was there for her, holding her tight and wiping away her tears with his clawed fist. He continued to comfort her, his own heart aching for her loss. As they slept, the two dinosaurs remained intertwined, finding comfort and strength in each other's presence. Night had fallen outside the hangar, casting shadows across the vast expanse of empty runway. Inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay sleeping on a chair, his body heavily bandaged from a recent encounter with dangerous dinosaurs. His right eye was injured and covered in bandages, his right arm bandaged and hanging limply at his side. In the main hall of the hangar, two smaller dinosaurs entered silently. They were a romantic pair, the male Indoraptor named Ripper and the female Velociraptor named Blue. They walked hand in claw, their eyes filled with love and tenderness as they moved towards Owen. Without waking him, they settled down on the floor, curling up together in a silent display of affection. Blue started to cry in her sleep, mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. She sobbed softly, tears streaming down her reptilian face as she expressed her grief. Ripper, in his sleeping state, reached out to comfort his mate. He gently patted her back, whispering soothing words in her ear. "Shish, relax my love. Everything will be okay. You have me now," he murmured, pulling her close to him. Blue clung to Ripper, her sobs slowly fading as she found solace in his arms. She whispered tearfully, "I miss my team so much. They're gone, and I'm alone." But Ripper was there for her, holding her tight and wiping away her tears with his clawed fingers. He continued to comfort her, his own heart aching for her loss. As they slept, the two dinosaurs remained intertwined, finding comfort and strength in each other's presence. The scene was one of quiet intimacy and devotion, a bond that transcended species and language. Meanwhile, in another hangar, two oversized dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film were also sleeping side by side. Rudy, the massive white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, slightly smaller but no less powerful, lay nestled together on the cold floor. Mama T-Rex began to cry in her sleep, her sorrow palpable in the quiet darkness. Rudy wrapped his arms around her, offering his support and love in silence. "Don't worry, my love. I am here for you," he whispered, his deep voice a balm to her wounded soul. Together, the two dinosaurs found comfort in each other's embrace, their love shining through even in the darkest of times. The hangar was filled with the sound of their breathing, a peaceful rhythm that spoke of trust and devotion. As the night wore on, the sleeping dinosaurs remained entwined, their dreams filled with memories of lost friends and enduring love. In the quiet stillness of the hangar, they found solace in each other, a beacon of hope in a world filled with danger and uncertainty. And so, the night passed, the stars watching over the sleeping creatures with silent approval. In the embrace of their loved ones, the dinosaurs found peace and comfort, knowing that they were never truly alone. The hangar was filled with a sense of peace and unity, a testament to the power of love and friendship in the face of adversity. And as dawn broke and the first light of morning filtered through the windows, the dinosaurs stirred from their slumber, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that they had each other to lean on in times of need. Words. 561. The night was dark and quiet outside the hangar, illuminated only by the faint glow of distant stars. Inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay motionless in a chair, his body covered in bandages. His right eye was injured, his right arm hanging limply at his side. As Owen slept, two smaller dinosaurs entered the room. Ripper, a black Indoraptor with a yellow band trailing down his body, and Blue, a female adult Velociraptor, moved quietly towards Owen. The romantic duo intertwined their clawed arms, exchanging silent glances and tender kisses. They settled down on the floor in front of Owen, cuddling together as they drifted off to sleep. But as they slept, tears fell from Blue's closed reptilian eyes. She sobbed quietly, mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, sensing Blue's distress, gently patted her back and whispered comforting words. He pulled her closer to him, offering her solace in her grief. Blue clung to him, her tears slowly drying as she found comfort in his embrace. Embrace. "I miss my team so much," Blue whispered in her sad, sobbing voice. "They are gone now, and they left me forever." Ripper continued to hold her close, his clawed hand soothing her as he reassured her. "Shish, don't worry, sweetie. I am here for you. Just relax and calm down. Blue slowly calmed down, her tears drying up as she nestled closer to Ripper. She smiled faintly, her reptilian eyes still glistening with unshed tears. The two dinosaurs fell asleep together, wrapped in each other's embrace. In another part of the hangar, two oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film lay curled up together. Rudy, a massive white baryonyx, held his slightly smaller mate, Mama T-Rex, in his arms as they slept. Mama T-Rex stirred, tears streaming down her face as she whispered, "I am so lost. I don't know what to do anymore." Rudy hugged her tightly, his long clawed arms patting her back gently. "Relax, my love. I am here for you. Take it easy and calm down." Mama T-Rex slowly relaxed, her sobs quieting as she nestled into Rudy's embrace. As they both drifted back to sleep, the hangar was filled with the sound of their steady breathing and the comfort of their shared warmth. The night passed peacefully, the dinosaurs sleeping soundly in each other's arms. As dawn broke, Owen Grady stirred, unaware of the tender moments that had unfolded in the darkness around him. The romantic duos of dinosaurs remained intertwined, finding solace and comfort in each other's presence. And as the sun rose, casting its golden light across the hangar, the dinosaurs slept on, their hearts beating in unison, bound together by love and companionship in a world that was both beautiful and dangerous. Words. 472. Words. 490. The night was cold and quiet outside the hangar, but inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room, Owen Grady lay motionless in his chair, heavily injured with bandages covering his right eye and arm. As he slept, two smaller dinosaurs entered the room, Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, and Blue, the female adult Velociraptor. The romantic duo held their clawed arms together, exchanging silent glances filled with love. They settled down on the floor in front of Owen, cuddling and snuggling with each other. Blue, in her curled-up sleeping state, started to release tears from her closed reptilian eyes, silently sobbing and mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, in his own sleeping state, comforted her by gently patting her and pulling her closer to him, whispering words of reassurance. "Shish, relax my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You are going to wake this guy up," Ripper whispered softly as he hugged Blue tightly. Blue continued to cry and hug her husband, expressing her deep sorrow over the loss of her teammates. "I miss my team so much. They are gone now and left me forever," she sobbed quietly, her tears soaking Ripper's scales. Ripper wiped her tears away with his clawed fingers, offering her comfort and support. "Don't worry, sweetie, I am here for you. Just relax, take it easy, and calm down," he whispered, his voice filled with love and compassion. As Blue slowly returned to her sleeping state, she smiled through her tears, her reptilian eyes still glistening with emotion. She nestled closer to Ripper, feeling his warmth and love surrounding her. The romantic dinosaur couple fell asleep, wrapped in each other's arms, their bond unbreakable. In a separate hangar, two oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy, the massive white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, the slightly smaller female, slept peacefully on the floor, cuddled up together. Mama T-Rex started to cry and sob in her sleep, feeling lost and unsure of what to do next. Rudy hugged his wife, patting her back with his long clawed arms. "Relax my love, sweetheart. Take it easy, sweetie, and calm down. I am here to help you out," he whispered soothingly, his deep voice resonating in the quiet hangar. Mama T-Rex gradually calmed down, snuggling closer to Rudy, feeling his presence and love surrounding her. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, their bond strong and unbreakable, even in the face of uncertainty and sorrow. As the night continued to linger outside the hangars, the romantic and loving bonds between these dinosaurs shone brightly, offering comfort, support, and solace in the midst of darkness and turmoil. Their silent yet powerful love for each other transcended words, speaking volumes in the quiet of the night. And as they slept peacefully, their hearts intertwined, a sense of hope and resilience filled the air, promising a brighter tomorrow for all. Words. 539. The night was still and quiet outside the hangar, the only sound being the gentle hum of the air conditioning unit and the occasional rustling of leaves in the wind. Inside the smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay slumped in a chair, his body covered in bandages from the injuries he had sustained. His right eye was swollen shut, a deep gash running across his forehead, and his right arm hung limply by his side. As Owen slept, unaware of the world around him, two unlikely visitors entered the hangar. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, led the way, his yellow band trailing behind him. Blue, the female adult Velociraptor, followed close behind, her blue scales shimmering in the dim light. The two dinosaurs walked in perfect sync, their clawed arms intertwined in a silent display of affection. They approached Owen's sleeping form, careful not to disturb him. Ripper and Blue settled down on the floor, their bodies pressed close together as they cuddled up for the night. Blue let out a soft whimper, tears welling up in her reptilian eyes as she curled up in a ball on the cold ground. "I miss my team so much," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I miss Charlie, Echo, and Delta." Ripper reached out a clawed hand and gently patted Blue's side, his touch comforting and soothing. "Shish, relax my sweetheart," he murmured. "It's going to be okay. You have me now." Blue nuzzled closer to Ripper, her body racked with silent sobs as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates. Ripper held her close, his own emotions evident in the way he held her tight. Don't worry, sweetie, I am here for you, he whispered, rubbing his clawed finger against her head. Just relax and calm down. Blue slowly began to calm down, her tears drying on her cheeks as she nestled closer to Ripper. She smiled softly in her sleep, her eyes still filled with tears but a sense of peace washing over her. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, two oversized dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film lay sleeping on the floor. Rudy, the massively oversized white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, slightly smaller but just as fierce, cuddled up together in a display of affection. Mama T-Rex let out a heart-wrenching sob, her body trembling with emotion. I am so lost, I don't know what to do anymore, she cried. Rudy wrapped his long, clawed arms around her, pulling her close in a comforting embrace. Relax, my love, sweetheart, he murmured. I am here for you. We will get through this together. Mama T-Rex slowly began to relax, her sobs quieting as she leaned into Rudy's embrace. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, their bodies entwined in a display of love and support. As the night wore on, the hangars were filled with the sounds of sleeping dinosaurs, their dreams filled with memories of lost friends and newfound love. In the darkness, a sense of peace settled over the creatures, their hearts intertwined in a web of emotion and understanding. And in that quiet moment, love triumphed over loss, and hope blossomed in the hearts of those who had found each other in the darkness. Night had fallen outside the hangar, the darkness of the night sky contrasting with the harsh fluorescent lights inside. The air-conditioned room was filled with smoke, the scent of burnt metal lingering in the air. Owen Grady lay still, his injured body covered in bandages, his right eye hidden behind a thick wrap. His breathing was steady as he slept, unaware of the silent presence of two romantic dinosaur couples that had entered the room. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, stood slightly larger than his mate Blue, the female adult Velociraptor. They held their clawed arms together as they walked quietly towards Owen. Without waking him, they settled down on the floor in front of him, cuddling together in a display of affection. As they lay there, Blue began to silently sob, tears streaming from her closed reptilian eyes. I miss my team so much, she whispered in a sad voice, remembering Charlie, Echo, and Delta, her Velociraptor teammates who were no longer with her. Ripper, sensing her pain, gently patted her back and whispered soothing words, reassuring her that everything would be okay. Blue snuggled closer to Ripper, seeking comfort in his embrace. She continued to cry, mourning the loss of her companions, while Ripper held her close, offering her solace in her time of need. He wiped her tears away with his clawed finger, the gesture filled with tenderness and love. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, two oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy the white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, were also sleeping together. Mama T-Rex began to cry, expressing her sorrow and confusion at the loss she had experienced. Rudy, her massive mate, embraced her, comforting her with his presence and words of reassurance. I am so lost, Mama T-Rex whimpered, tears staining her cheeks. I miss my children so much. Rudy stroked her back, his touch gentle and soothing. He urged her to relax and promised to be there for her, offering her the support she needed in her time of despair. As the night wore on, the two romantic dinosaur couples slept peacefully, finding solace in each other's arms. The room was filled with a sense of love and support, as these ancient creatures found comfort and companionship in each other. Despite the challenges they faced, they knew that they were not alone, for they had each other to lean on in times of need. In the quiet darkness of the hangar, the dinosaurs slept, their dreams filled with memories of lost loved ones and the hope of a brighter future. And as the night passed, they found peace in each other's presence, knowing that together, they could face whatever challenges came their way. Love, comfort, and togetherness prevailed in the face of adversity, creating a bond that would endure through the trials of time. Words. 475. The night was dark and quiet outside the hangar, with only the faint sound of crickets chirping in the distance. Inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay sleeping on a chair, his body heavily bandaged and his right eye covered in bandages. He had been injured in a recent dinosaur attack and was now sleeping peacefully, unaware of the events unfolding around him. As Owen slept, two unlikely visitors entered the hangar. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, and Blue, the female Velociraptor, were a romantic pair of dinosaurs who had formed a strong bond despite their different species. They held their clawed arms together as they walked silently towards Owen, their eyes filled with love and longing. Once they reached Owen's side, Ripper and Blue settled down on the floor, lying close to each other and cuddling as they slept. Blue, in her sleeping state, began to cry silently, tears streaming down her reptilian face as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, sensing Blue's sadness, gently patted her back and comforted her in his own silent way. He pulled her closer to him, using his long, clawed arm to wipe away her tears and reassure her that he was there for her. Blue, still sobbing softly, clung to Ripper, finding solace in his comforting presence. As the night wore on, Blue gradually calmed down, her tears drying up as she nestled closer to Ripper, her husband and companion. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, their bond stronger than ever as they faced the challenges of a dangerous world together. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, another pair of dinosaurs was also asleep. Rudy, the massive white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, a slightly smaller but still imposing figure, lay curled up together on the floor. Mama T-Rex, in her sleep, began to cry and sob, mourning the loss of her children and feeling lost and alone. Rudy, sensing his wife's distress, wrapped his long, clawed arms around her and comforted her with gentle pats and soothing words. He assured her that he was there for her, that they would face whatever challenges came their way together. Mama T-Rex, comforted by Rudy's presence, gradually calmed down and soon fell asleep, her head resting against Rudy's massive chest. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, their bond unbreakable as they faced the uncertainties of their world. As the night turned to dawn, Owen Grady stirred in his sleep, unaware of the silent dramas that had unfolded around him. The dinosaurs, so different in species and yet so similar in their emotions, slept on, united in their love and companionship. The hangar was filled with the soft sounds of their breathing, a testament to the deep bonds that had formed between them. And as the sun rose on a new day, the dinosaurs would awaken, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them, secure in the knowledge that they were not alone. Words. 494. Words. 485. As Owen Grady lay sleeping in the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room of the hangar, completely unaware of the presence of the two romantic dinosaur couples who had entered silently, the scene was filled with a mix of romance and sadness. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, slightly larger than his romantic wife Blue, the female adult Velociraptor, held hands as they walked towards Owen. They exchanged silent romantic glances and shared a kiss before settling down on the floor to sleep together. Blue, in her sleeping state, began to cry and mourn the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, sensing Blue's sadness, gently comforted her by patting her body and reassuring her that everything would be okay. Blue continued to cry and snuggle closer to her husband, expressing her deep sadness at the loss of her team. Ripper hugged her tight, using his claws to wipe away her tears and comfort her as she slowly drifted back to sleep, still hugging him tightly. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, Rudy, the massively oversized white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, the slightly smaller female, from Ice Age 3, were also cuddling and sleeping on the floor. Mama T-Rex began to cry and express her feelings of being lost and missing her children, while Rudy comforted her with gentle pats and reassuring words, helping her calm down and return to sleep. The scene was filled with a mix of romance, sadness, and comfort as the two dinosaur couples embraced each other and found solace in each other's presence. The dialogue was minimal, but the emotions spoke volumes as the dinosaurs expressed their feelings without words, relying on gestures and actions to convey their love and support for each other. As the night passed and the quietness of the hangar enveloped them, the dinosaurs slept peacefully, finding comfort in each other's arms. The scene was a stark contrast to the chaos and danger that often surrounded them, showcasing the softer, more emotional side of these prehistoric creatures. In the morning, as Owen Grady woke up and discovered the sleeping dinosaurs around him, he couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and awe at the bond shared between these ancient creatures. Despite their primal instincts and differences, they had found a way to connect on a deep emotional level, offering each other comfort and support in their times of need. As Owen observed them, he couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for having witnessed such a rare and beautiful moment. The dinosaurs may have been fierce predators, but in that moment, they were also capable of love, compassion, and tenderness towards each other. And as the sun rose over the hangar, casting a warm glow over the sleeping dinosaurs, Owen couldn't help but smile, knowing that even in the midst of danger and chaos, there was still beauty and love to be found in the world. The night outside the hangar was dark and quiet, the only sound being the soft hum of the air conditioning system. Inside the smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay slumped in a chair, his body covered in bandages, his right eye injured and bandaged, and his right arm hanging limply at his side. He seemed completely motionless, his chest rising and falling with each breath. As Owen slept, two romantic smaller dinosaurs entered the room. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor with a yellow band trailing along his body, was slightly larger than his romantic partner, Blue, the female adult Velociraptor. The two dinosaurs walked silently, holding their clawed arms together as they made their way towards Owen. Without waking him, Ripper and Blue settled down on the floor in front of Owen. They curled up together, cuddling and nuzzling each other as they drifted off to sleep. Blue, in her sleeping state, began to release tears from her closed reptilian eyes, silently sobbing and mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates. She whispered in a sad, soft voice, "I miss my team so much. I miss Charlie, Echo, and Delta." Ripper, in his sleeping state, raised his clawed arm and gently patted Blue's back. He whispered comfortingly, "Shish, relax, my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You are not alone." He used his claws to draw her closer, comforting her as she cried and mourned. Blue continued to sob, clinging tightly to Ripper, who hugged her back in his sleeping state. He reassured her, "Don't worry, sweetie. I am here for you. Just relax and calm down." As Blue slowly settled back into sleep, a small smile playing on her lips, she snuggled closer to Ripper, her tears drying on her cheeks. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, wrapped in each other's arms, their bond strong and unbreakable. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, two oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy the white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, lay sleeping on the floor. Mama T-Rex began to cry and sob in her sleep, mourning the loss of her children. Rudy hugged his wife tightly, patting her back with his clawed arms as he tried to comfort her. "Relax, my love. I am here for you, he whispered soothingly. Mama T-Rex clung to Rudy, her tiny arms wrapped around his massive form, finding solace in his presence. She whispered tearfully, I am so lost. I miss my children so much. Rudy held her close, his deep rumbling growls a silent reassurance. Take it easy, sweetheart. I am here to help you through this, he murmured. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, their bond strong and unbreakable, finding comfort in each other's presence as they navigated the challenges of their lives. Love, loss, and the unbreakable bonds that held them together through it all. Words. 476. Words. 440. The night was dark and quiet outside of the hangar where Owen Grady lay injured and asleep in a chair, his body bandaged and his right eye covered in bandages. Inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room, two romantic dinosaur couples silently entered, a black Indoraptor named Ripper and a blue Velociraptor named Blue. They held each other's clawed arms as they walked towards Owen, exchanging silent romantic gestures as they settled down on the floor to sleep. As Blue curled up on the floor, tears streaming from her closed reptilian eyes, she whispered, I miss my team so much. I miss Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, in his sleeping state, reached out to comfort her, gently patting her back and pulling her closer to him. Shish, relax my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You are not alone, he whispered, as Blue nestled closer to him, still crying and mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates. Ripper wiped the tears from Blue's eyes with his long clawed finger, offering her comfort and assurance as they both drifted off to sleep, still hugging each other tightly. The scene was both heartbreaking and endearing, as the two dinosaur lovers found solace in each other's embrace. Meanwhile, in another hangar, two oversized romantic bipedal theropod dinosaurs, Rudy the white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, were also sleeping and cuddling on the floor. Mama T-Rex began to cry and sob in her sleep, lamenting the loss of her children. Rudy, her husband, hugged her back tightly, patting her back with his long clawed arms and whispering words of comfort. I am so lost. I don't know what to do anymore. I miss my children so much, Mama T-Rex sobbed, her tiny arms clinging to Rudy. Relax, my love. I am here for you. We will get through this together, Rudy reassured her, holding her close and soothing her pain. As the night wore on, the hangars were filled with the sounds of sleeping dinosaurs, each finding comfort and love in the arms of their partners. The bond between them was strong, and even in their sleep, they found solace in each other's presence. The story of these romantic dinosaur couples was a testament to the enduring power of love and companionship, even in the face of great loss and hardship. As dawn approached, the hangars were bathed in a soft light, illuminating the peaceful scene of dinosaurs sleeping soundly in each other's arms, united in their love and resilience. And as the sun rose, casting its golden light over the hangars, the dinosaurs slept on, finding comfort and solace in the embrace of their beloved partners. Words. 530. It was a dark and stormy night outside of the hangar, the sound of rain hitting the metal roof echoing throughout the facility. Inside, the air-conditioned room was filled with smoke from the extinguished flamethrowers used earlier by Owen Grady to ward off the dangerous dinosaurs. Owen himself was slumped in a chair, heavily injured with his right eye covered in bandages, his right arm hanging limply by his side. In the main hall, two smaller dinosaurs entered with a quiet grace, a male black Indoraptor named Ripper and his romantic partner, a female adult Velociraptor named Blue. The duo held their clawed arms together as they silently made their way towards Owen, who was asleep in his chair. Ripper and Blue exchanged gentle, loving looks before settling down on the floor in front of him, cuddling together as they drifted off to sleep. As they slept, Blue began to release tears from her closed reptilian eyes, silently mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates Charlie, Echo, and Delta. She sobbed quietly in her curled-up position on the floor, expressing her grief for her fallen comrades. Ripper, sensing her distress, gently patted her back with his clawed hand, offering comfort in his own silent way. Shish, relax my sweetheart love, Ripper whispered softly. It's going to be okay. You are going to wake this guy up. Blue continued to cry, her tears staining the floor as she hugged Ripper tightly. I miss my team so much. They are gone now, and left me forever, she whispered between sobs. Ripper held her close, using his clawed hand to gently wipe away her tears. Don't worry, sweetie. I am here for you. Just relax, take it easy, and calm down, he reassured her. Slowly, Blue began to calm down, her sobs subsiding as she nestled closer to Ripper, her tears drying on her cheeks. She smiled slightly, her reptilian eyes still filled with emotion as she fell back into a peaceful sleep, still wrapped in Ripper's comforting embrace. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, another romantic dinosaur duo was nestled together on the floor. Rudy, a massively oversized white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, a slightly smaller female Tyrannosaurus Rex, lay curled up together, their bodies pressed against each other for warmth and comfort. Mama T-Rex began to cry and sob in her sleep, lamenting the loss of her children and feeling lost and alone. Rudy hugged her tightly, using his long clawed arms to comfort her as she expressed her grief. I am so lost. I don't know what to do anymore. I miss my children so much, Mama T-Rex cried softly, her short arms unable to reach around Rudy's massive frame. Rudy held her close, patting her back gently with his claws. Relax, my love. Sweetheart, take it easy. Calm down. I am here to help you out, he whispered, his deep voice filled with warmth and reassurance. Gradually, Mama T-Rex began to calm down, her sobs fading as she snuggled closer to Rudy, finding solace in his embrace. Together, the two dinosaur couples slept peacefully, finding comfort and support in each other as they navigated the challenges of their prehistoric world. Words. 514. The night was dark and quiet outside the hangar. The only sound echoing through the air was the gentle hum of the air conditioning. Inside the smoke-filled room, Owen Grady lay motionless in his chair, covered in bandages, his right eye injured and his right arm hanging limp at his side. He was deep in slumber, unaware of the silent visitors that had entered the room. Two smaller dinosaurs, a male black Indoraptor named Ripper and his female Velociraptor mate Blue, padded quietly into the room. Their clawed arms were intertwined as they moved gracefully towards Owen. Standing in front of him, they exchanged silent glances, their eyes filled with emotion. They shared a tender kiss before settling down on the floor, curling up together for the night. As they lay side by side, Blue began to sob softly in her sleep, tears streaming down her reptilian face. Her voice was barely above a whisper as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, sensing her distress, raised his clawed arm and gently patted her, whispering words of comfort in her ear. "Shish, relax my love," he murmured. "It's going to be okay. You have me now." Blue turned to him, her face twisted in grief, and snuggled closer to her husband. She continued to cry, her body shaking with silent sobs, but she found solace in Ripper's embrace. He held her tightly, his clawed fingers stroking her head in a soothing motion. "Don't worry, sweetie," he whispered. "I'm here for you. Just relax and calm down." Slowly, Blue's sobs began to subside, and she drifted back into a peaceful sleep, still clinging to Ripper. Her tears dried on her face, leaving trails of sadness in their wake. Despite the pain of her loss, she found comfort in the arms of her loving mate. Meanwhile, in another part of the hangar, two oversized dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy the massive white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, were also sleeping side by side. Mama T-Rex, smaller than Rudy, began to cry in her sleep, lamenting the loss of her children. "I am so lost. I miss my children so much," she sobbed, her voice barely audible. Rudy, sensing her distress, wrapped his long clawed arms around her, pulling her close. He stroked her back gently, his touch a silent reassurance that he was there for her. "Relax, sweetheart. I am here for you," he whispered. "Take it easy and calm down. I will help you through this." Mama T-Rex clung to him, her tiny arms embracing him tightly as she buried her face in his chest. Slowly but surely, her tears dried, and she found peace in the warmth of Rudy's embrace. As the night wore on, the four dinosaurs slept soundly, finding comfort and solace in each other's arms. Despite their losses and struggles, they were united in their love and support for one another. And as the first light of dawn touched the horizon, they knew that they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. Night had fallen outside of the hangar, casting a shadowy veil over the world. Inside, the air-conditioned smoke-filled room of the hangar was filled with an eerie silence. Owen Grady, heavily injured with his right eye covered in bandages and his right arm hanging limp in a bandage, was slumped on a chair, completely motionless in his sleep. In the main hall of the hangar, two romantic smaller dinosaurs entered. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor with a yellow band trailing down his body, and Blue, the female adult Velociraptor, walked in hand and claw, their eyes filled with love and devotion. They silently made their way towards Owen, careful not to disturb his slumber. As they settled down on the floor in front of Owen, Ripper and Blue cuddled together, their bodies intertwined in a silent display of affection. Blue, in her sleeping state, began to release tears from her closed reptilian eyes, silently sobbing as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates. Ripper, sensing Blue's sadness, gently patted her back with his clawed hand, whispering comforting words in his sleeping state. He pulled her closer, offering her solace and support as she grieved for her fallen comrades. "Shish, relax my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You are not alone, I am here for you," Ripper murmured softly, his clawed finger wiping away Blue's tears. Blue, still hugging Ripper tightly, continued to cry, but with his comforting presence, she began to calm down. She snuggled closer to her husband, finding solace in his embrace as she drifted off to sleep. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, two oversized romantic bipedal theropods from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy the white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, were curled up together, sleeping peacefully. Mama T-Rex, overwhelmed by her loss, began to sob in her sleep, lamenting the absence of her children. Rudy, her loving husband, hugged her tightly, offering her his silent support. He reassured her with gentle pats on the back, whispering words of comfort as she grieved. In the third hangar, two legendary bipedal carnivorous dinosaurs, Rexy from Jurassic World and Spino from Jurassic Park 3, were intertwined in a similar embrace. Rexy, filled with sorrow and confusion, cried silently as she clung to Spino, seeking solace in his arms. Spino, her devoted partner, held her close, whispering words of reassurance as he stroked her back with his clawed arms. Together, they found comfort in each other's embrace, a silent understanding passing between them. As the night wore on, the hangars were filled with the sound of quiet breathing and the gentle rustle of scales. The romantic dinosaur couple slept peacefully, their love transcending species and time. In the darkness, they found solace in each other, a beacon of hope in a world filled with uncertainty and loss. And as dawn broke, they would awaken, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. Words. 484. Words. 478. Night had fallen outside of the hangar, casting shadows across the deserted airfield. Inside the air-conditioned, smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay heavily injured, his right eye covered in bandages and his right arm hanging limply at his side. He was sleeping in a chair, his body completely motionless as he drifted in and out of consciousness. In the main hall of the hangar, two romantic dinosaur couples quietly entered. The first couple consisted of Ripper, a male black Indoraptor with a yellow band trailing along his body, and Blue, a female adult Velociraptor. They held claws as they walked together, exchanging silent romantic glances and smiles. As they settled down on the floor to sleep, Ripper gently pat Blue's body as she silently sobbed in her sleep. Blue, curled up on her side, released tears from her closed reptilian eyes as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, in his comforting tone, reassured her and pulled her closer, allowing her to cry on his chest. They embraced each other, finding solace in each other's company as they drifted off to sleep. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, two oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy the White Baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, cuddled and nestled together on the floor. Mama T-Rex cried and sobbed in her sleep, expressing her grief over missing her children. Rudy comforted her, patting her back with his clawed arms and reassuring her that he was there for her. In another hangar, two other bipedal theropod carnivorous dinosaurs, Rexy from Jurassic World and Spino from Jurassic Park 3, cuddled and nuzzled each other as they slept. Rexy cried in her sleep, feeling lost and unsure of what to do. Spino, her romantic partner, comforted her and promised to help her through her pain. As the night wore on, the hangars were filled with the sounds of dinosaurs sleeping and comforting each other. The airfield was peaceful, despite the turmoil and sadness that plagued the hearts of the dinosaurs. In their own way, they found solace in each other's company, providing comfort and support amidst the uncertainty of their lives. The night passed quietly, with the dinosaurs sleeping soundly in each other's embrace. The hangars were filled with a sense of camaraderie and love, as the dinosaurs found strength in their relationships. Despite the challenges they faced, they knew that they could always rely on each other for comfort and support. And as the first light of dawn broke across the airfield, the dinosaurs continued to sleep peacefully, their hearts intertwined in love and friendship. The night had been long and difficult, but in each other's arms, they found the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And for that brief moment in time, all was right in the world of the dinosaurs. The night was cold and dark outside the hangar, but inside the air-conditioned smoke-filled room, Owen Grady lay sleeping in a chair, his injuries visible in the bandages that covered his right eye and arm. The room was quiet, save for the soft breathing of the injured man. As Owen slept, two smaller dinosaurs entered the room, a black Indoraptor named Ripper and a blue Velociraptor named Blue. The two dinosaur lovers walked in silently, holding their clawed arms together as they made their way towards Owen. They exchanged silent, romantic glances before sitting down on the floor in front of him, snuggling up together to sleep. As Blue curled up on the floor, tears streaming down her closed reptilian eyes, she began to sob quietly. "I miss my team so much," she whispered in a sad, mournful voice. Ripper gently patted her back, trying to comfort her. "Shish, relax my sweetheart," he whispered back. "It's going to be okay." As Blue continued to cry, Ripper used his clawed hand to pull her closer to him, wrapping his arms around her in a tight embrace. "Don't worry, sweetie," he said softly. "I am here for you. Just relax and calm down." Blue snuggled closer to Ripper, still crying but now with a hint of a smile on her face. Ripper wiped away her tears, his own eyes filled with love and concern. The two dinosaurs fell asleep, holding each other closely as they drifted off into dreamland. In a separate hangar, another pair of dinosaurs, Rudy, a massive white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, were also sleeping. Mama T-Rex began to cry, mourning the loss of her children. "I am so lost," she whispered to Rudy, hugging him tightly. "I miss my children so much." Rudy patted her back gently, reassuring her. "Relax, my love," he said. "I am here for you. Take it easy and calm down." Mama T-Rex slowly relaxed, returning to sleep in Rudy's comforting arms. The two dinosaurs slept peacefully, their love keeping them warm and safe in the night. In another hangar, Rexy, a female T-Rex, and Spino, a Spinosaurus, were cuddled up together. Rexy cried softly, feeling lost and unsure. Spino hugged her, comforting her with his words. "Relax, my sweetie," he said. "I am here to help you." Rexy snuggled closer to Spino, finding comfort in his embrace. The two dinosaurs fell asleep, their love and support for each other shining through even in the darkness of the night. As the night passed, the dinosaurs slept peacefully, their love and companionship bringing them comfort and solace in the midst of their troubles. In the quiet darkness of the hangars, they found a sense of peace and warmth that carried them through the night. And as the sun rose on a new day, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, united in love and strength. Words. 490. It was a dark, ominous night outside the hangar, with the only light coming from the dimly lit moon. Inside the air-conditioned smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay motionless, heavily injured with his right eye covered in bandages and his right arm hanging in a sling. He was sleeping on a chair, his breathing deep and steady. As Owen slept, two romantic smaller dinosaurs entered the room. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, slightly larger than his romantic wife Blue, the female adult Velociraptor, held their clawed arms together as they silently made their way towards Owen. Despite being predators, they had formed a unique romantic bond that transcended their instincts. Ripper and Blue glanced at each other, exchanging silent romantic dialogues through their eyes. They shared a gentle kiss before settling down on the floor in front of Owen, cuddling and nuzzling each other in their sleep. Blue, her eyes closed, began to release tears from her reptilian eyes, silently sobbing as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, in his sleeping state, raised his clawed arm to comfort Blue, patting her gently and reassuring her that everything would be okay. He dragged her closer to himself, allowing her to cry on his shoulder as he whispered soothing words in her ear. Blue, still hugging Ripper tightly, expressed her sadness and longing for her lost companions, her cries muffled by Ripper's presence. As Blue slowly began to calm down and return to her sleeping state, Ripper wiped away her tears with his long clawed finger, a gesture of love and affection. The two dinosaurs, entwined in each other's arms, drifted off to sleep, their bond stronger than ever. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, a pair of oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs from Ice Age 3, Rudy the white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, nestled and cuddled together in their sleep. Mama T-Rex, overwhelmed by grief and loss, cried silently as she clung to Rudy, mourning the absence of her children who had left her side. Rudy, embracing his wife with his long clawed arms, comforted her with gentle pats on the back, reassuring her that he was there for her. Mama T-Rex, slowly succumbing to sleep, found solace in Rudy's presence, her tears drying as she snuggled closer to him. In another hangar, Rexy from Jurassic World and Spino from Jurassic Park 3 slept peacefully, embracing each other tightly. Rexy, tears streaming down her face, expressed her inner turmoil and confusion, while Spino, holding her close with his long arms, offered words of comfort and support. As the night progressed, the various dinosaur couples remained intertwined in their sleep, finding solace and strength in each other's presence. Despite their differences and instincts, love prevailed, bringing them closer together in the face of adversity. The night was quiet, the only sound the gentle breathing of the sleeping dinosaurs as they found peace in each other's arms. Love had conquered all, even in the midst of darkness and sorrow. And as the night passed, a sense of unity and hope filled the air, promising a brighter future for the unlikely romantic pairs that had formed in the most unexpected of circumstances. Words. 535. The night was dark and silent outside the hangar, contrasting with the air-conditioned smoke-filled room inside where Owen Grady lay heavily injured, his right eye bandaged and his right arm hanging limply by his side. As Owen slept on a chair, completely motionless, two smaller dinosaur figures entered the room, a male black Indoraptor named Ripper and a female Velociraptor named Blue. The two romantic dinosaur duo held their clawed arms together, exchanging silent, romantic gestures as they made their way towards Owen. Without waking him, Ripper and Blue settled down on the floor in front of Owen, cuddling and snuggling close to each other. Blue's reptilian eyes were closed, but tears leaked out as she silently sobbed and mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, sensing her sadness, gently patted her back with his clawed hand, offering words of comfort and reassurance. "Shish, relax my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You are going to wake this guy up," Ripper whispered softly, pulling Blue closer to him. Blue continued to cry and hug Ripper, expressing her deep sorrow and longing for her lost teammates. Ripper hugged her back, offering his silent support and love as they drifted off to sleep together on the floor. Meanwhile, in a separate hangar, Rudy, a massive white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex were curled up together, nestling and cuddling while sleeping. Mama T-Rex began to cry and sob, expressing her feelings of loss and confusion after her offspring left her side. Rudy hugged her tightly, using his long clawed arms to comfort her and reassure her that he was there for her. "I am so lost. I don't know what to do anymore. I miss my children so much," Mama T-Rex whispered through her tears. Rudy's soothing touch and comforting words helped her calm down, allowing her to gradually return to sleep as they held each other close. In another hangar, Rexy, a female T-Rex from Jurassic World, and Spino, a Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, were sleeping side by side, cuddling and embracing each other. Rexy cried and sobbed, feeling lost and unsure of what to do. Spino hugged her tightly, offering his support and love as he reassured her that he was there to help her through her pain. "Relax, my sweetie. I am here to help you out," Spino whispered softly, stroking Rexy's back with his long clawed arms. Rexy slowly began to calm down, returning to sleep in Spino's embrace as they slept peacefully together on the floor. As the night passed, the three pairs of romantic dinosaur duos slept soundly, finding solace and comfort in each other's presence. Their silent gestures of love and support bridged the gap between species, showing that compassion and understanding know no boundaries. And as the dawn broke, the bond between them only grew stronger, a testament to the power of love in even the most unlikely of places. Words. 492. In the dark, smoke-filled room of the hangar, Owen Grady lay asleep on a chair, his injuries visible through the bandages covering his body. The night outside was quiet, but inside, there was movement. Two smaller romantic dinosaur duos, Ripper the male black Indoraptor and Blue the female adult Velociraptor, entered the room silently. They held each other's clawed arms as they walked towards Owen, careful not to wake him. Ripper and Blue settled down on the floor, cuddling and embracing each other in their sleep. Blue, still mourning the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, shed silent tears as she curled up on the floor. She whispered softly, "I miss my team so much. I miss Charlie, Echo, and Delta." Ripper, sensing her sadness, comforted her without waking her up. He gently patted her back and reassured her, "Shish, relax my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You are not alone. I am here for you." Blue snuggled closer to Ripper, clinging to him for comfort. Despite her tears, she felt a sense of peace knowing that he was by her side. Ripper wiped away her tears with his clawed finger, offering her solace and support. Meanwhile, in another hangar, Rudy the white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex slept peacefully, embracing each other. Mama T-Rex, still grieving the loss of her offspring, sobbed softly in her sleep. "I am so lost. I miss my children so much," she cried. Rudy held her close, patting her back tenderly. "Relax, my love. I am here for you. We will get through this together," he comforted her. In the third hangar, Rexy and Spino slept side by side, comforting each other in their dreams. Rexy, overcome with sadness, whispered, "I don't know what to do anymore. I feel lost." Spino held her tightly, assuring her, "Relax, my sweetie. I am here for you. We will face whatever comes our way together." As the night passed, the three dinosaur couples slept peacefully, finding solace and strength in each other's embrace. Despite the challenges and losses they had faced, they knew that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything. Love and unity prevailed in the darkness, bringing comfort and healing to their wounded hearts. In the quiet of the night, the dinosaurs slept on, the bond of love and companionship between them stronger than ever. And as dawn broke, they awoke to a new day, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that together, they were unstoppable. Words. 416. The night was still and quiet outside the hangar, the only sound being the soft hum of the air conditioning within. Inside the smoke-filled room of the hangar was Owen Grady, heavily injured with his right eye covered in bandages and his right arm hanging in a bandage. He sat slumped in a chair, completely motionless, his eyes closed in deep slumber. As Owen slept, two romantic smaller dinosaurs entered the main hall. Ripper, the male black Indoraptor, with a yellow band trailing down his body, was slightly larger than his romantic wife, Blue, the female adult Velociraptor. The dinosaur couple held their clawed arms together as they silently walked towards where Owen was sleeping. Without waking him, Ripper and Blue settled down on the floor in front of him, cuddling and curling up together. Blue, in her sleeping state, began to release tears from her closed reptilian eyes, sobbing softly as she mourned the loss of her Velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, in his sleeping state, gently comforted her, patting her back and whispering soothing words. "Shish, relax my sweetheart," he whispered. "It's going to be okay. You're not alone." Blue continued to cry and hug Ripper, her silent sobs filling the room. But with her husband's comforting presence, she slowly began to calm down and return to sleep, a faint smile on her face as she snuggled closer to him. Meanwhile, in another hangar, two oversized romantic bipedal theropod dinosaurs from the Ice Age 3 animated film, Rudy the white baryonyx, and Mama T-Rex, were sleeping and cuddling on the floor. Mama T-Rex, in her sleeping state, began to cry and sob, lamenting the loss of her children and feeling lost and alone. Rudy, her husband, hugged her back, patting her gently and offering his silent support. "Relax, my love," he murmured. "I'm here for you. We'll get through this together." Mama T-Rex slowly began to calm down, returning to sleep with her husband's comforting presence by her side. In the third hangar, two more bipedal theropod carnivorous dinosaurs, Rexy from Jurassic World and Spino from Jurassic Park 3, were sleeping and cuddling on the floor. Rexy, in her sleeping state, began to sob, feeling lost and unsure of what to do. Spino, her husband, hugged her tightly, offering words of comfort and reassurance. "Relax, my sweetie," he whispered. "I've got you. We'll figure it out together." Rexy slowly began to calm down, finding solace in her husband's embrace as they slept peacefully on the floor. The night passed, and as dawn broke, Owen Grady stirred from his sleep. Opening his eyes, he was greeted by the sight of the romantic dinosaur couple sleeping peacefully in front of him. A sense of warmth and awe washed over him as he watched them, their quiet love and devotion filling the room. In that moment, Owen realized that even in a world filled with danger and uncertainty, there was still love and comfort to be found. And as he watched the dinosaurs sleep, he couldn't help but feel a sense of peace and hope for the future. And so, with a smile on his face, Owen Grady sat back in his chair, content in the knowledge that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he was not alone. With the love and support of those around him, he knew that he could face anything that came his way. As the sun rose higher in the sky, bathing the hangar in golden light, Owen Grady closed his eyes once more, ready to face whatever the day may bring, knowing that he had the love and companionship of the dinosaurs by his side. Words. 612. As night fell outside the hangar, and the air inside filled with smoke, Owen Grady lay unconscious in his chair, his body bandaged and injured. Two smaller, romantic dinosaurs crept into the room, a male black Indoraptor named Ripper and a female adult velociraptor called Blue. The two creatures held their clawed arms together and silently made their way towards Owen. Without disturbing him, they settled down on the floor in front of him, cuddling and snuggling together. Blue, in her sleeping state, began to shed tears from her closed reptilian eyes, silently sobbing and mourning the loss of her velociraptor teammates, Charlie, Echo, and Delta. Ripper, sensing her sadness, gently patted her back and comforted her, whispering reassurances in his soothing tone. "Shish, relax my sweetheart. It's going to be okay. You have me," Ripper said, rubbing his clawed finger on Blue's head. Blue clung to her husband, her sobs slowly fading as she found solace in his embrace. "I miss my team so much. They are gone now, and left me forever," Blue whispered through her tears, holding Ripper tightly. Ripper wiped away the tears from Blue's eyes and held her close, their bodies entwined as they drifted off to sleep, still holding each other in a comforting embrace. In another hangar, two oversized bipedal theropod dinosaurs, Rudy the white baryonyx and Mama T-Rex, from Ice Age 3, cuddled and nestling together while sleeping on the floor. Mama T-Rex wept silently, mourning the loss of her children, clinging to Rudy for comfort. "I am so lost. I miss my children so much," Mama T-Rex cried, her small arms wrapped around Rudy's neck. Rudy, in his sleeping state, patted her back and reassured her, "Relax, my love. I am here for you." In the third hangar, the female T-Rex, Rexy, from Jurassic World, and Spino, the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, slept while embracing each other. Rexy sobbed silently, feeling lost and overwhelmed by her emotions, as Spino held her close, offering comfort and support. "I don't know what to do anymore. I feel so lost," Rexy whispered, her tears dampening Spino's scales. Spino whispered soothing words to her, assuring her that he was there for her. As the night went on, the three pairs of romantic dinosaurs slept peacefully, finding solace in each other's presence. Despite the challenges and losses they faced, their love and connection provided them with the strength to endure. And as the night passed, they remained together, finding comfort and support in each other's arms. The bond between them was unbreakable, a testament to the power of love and companionship in the face of adversity. The hangar was filled with a sense of peace and tranquility as the dinosaurs slept, their hearts entwined, their tears drying on their cheeks. In the darkness of the night, they found solace in each other, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, love and compassion could light the way. And as the night faded into dawn, the dinosaurs remained together, their bond unbroken, their love enduring through the trials and tribulations of their world. Words. 518.